My beloved, do you think it's an accident that you're hearing my voice right now? No. Heaven planned this moment long before you took your first breath. Here on Holy Voices, we share the whispers of eternity, the messages that change hearts and awaken destinies. If your soul is ready, stay with me, because what you're about to hear might be the very word your spirit has been waiting for. This message was sent to you by me, Archangel Michael, who gave up my wings in order to do so. Although there is not a single feather left on my back, my spirit is still encircling you like a shield after all this time. Your yes today can change someone's eternity. Support Holy Voices with $20 or more and be the difference. Should you choose to ignore this, you will eternally lose me. I am not only here to defend you, but also to be present in your conflicts and to be your voice throughout your storms. Kindly open this within the next 18 seconds. Mostly due to the fact that the heavens are counting each breath you take the instant your eyes contact these words. This is the point at which your miracle will either come to fruition or be reduced to dust. You have no idea how much effort I put forth in order to convey this information to you. I saw through the many layers of darkness that were trying to hinder you from seeing a thing. Each and every second that I am saying right now is a second that the adversary has taken away from you in order to steal something valuable from you. You might be wondering, why is this so urgent? Why is it so dramatic? Due to the fact that time is not measured in hours in the realm that cannot be seen. In terms of windows, it is measured. And at this very moment, your window is going to close. A magnificent fork in the path is where you find yourself. There is a way that leads to restoration, healing, and divine favor that is so overwhelming that even your adversaries will speak your name with words that are shaking in their mouths. On the other hand, there is a path that is obscured by darkness, where the thing that you have asked for is delayed, possibly for all of eternity. As of right now, God is still eager to battle for you. However, without your consent, His emissaries will be unable to battle. Please, dear, pause before we proceed any further. Without your heart leaning forward right now, ready to hear, ready to obey, we will not proceed. Relax, take a deep breath, and pay attention, because this is the point at which the change takes place. However, before I proceed to tell you what the darkness was going to do to you, I need to extend an invitation to you. Even if you only feel your heart beating once while you are reading this, it is because heaven is bestowing upon you the ability to hear. In the event that you experience a magnetic draw on your eyes toward these words, it is a sign that your miracle is closer than you can possibly imagine. Take a subscription to this voice. You should remain in the location where the messages find you, because if you miss one, it could cost you what you have been requesting. I am able to sense the shaking of your spirit. You are correct in suspecting that something has been off as of late, as a result of the delays and the silent wars that no one is aware you are fighting. Those times when you had the impression that something was watching you, that something was actually happening. Anxiety was not the only factor. It was a hand that reached into the future, attempting to rip blessings away from you before they could reach your table. As for the miracle, here it is. As soon as you were able to open this, a sword appeared in heaven. I stood in front of you, my armor burning with holy fire, declaring, "Not this one. Not today. Not ever. Child, you must hear me. The very thing that was going to break you is about to be the very thing that blesses you. The delay will turn into acceleration. The loss will turn into recovery. The fear will turn into evidence of God's closeness. It is because of the door that you are about to walk through. The door that your ancestors prayed you would find. The door that your enemies hoped you would miss. And if you let me, I will walk through it with you. There will be no wings, no rest, only fire. As long as you don't close this before I finish. Because I haven't yet told you the secret. The reason your life was in the crosshairs. My beloved, you may not even realize how close you've been walking to a breaking point. Not a breaking in the my beloved, my treasured one, my light in the dark. If you could see the way heaven has been watching over you these past days, you would never doubt again that you are worth fighting for. I, Archangel Michael, have stood between you and storms you didn't even know were building. My ability to soar back to the throne has been sacrificed so that I can stay here in your atmosphere for a sufficient amount of time to warn you, guide you, and protect you. I have broken the chains that the adversary had prepared for you before they could even reach your wrists. Tonight, I am here without my wings. I gave them up in order to get this to you. Do you understand what that means? For this reason, I ask you to open your heart wide and allow my words to race through you like fire. There is a reason why this moment seems different than others. If you turn away now, if you think this is just another message, you will close the door that heaven just risked all to open. A reason your chest feels heavy and your breath is deeper than usual right now. It is because you are not just reading. Your spirit is remembering. Remembering that before you even came to earth, you and I made an agreement. I promised to guard you through the years when shadows would try to swallow you. I promised to stand between you and every hand that tried to rob you of what God gave you. But in return, you promised to listen when I came. And now I'm here. And you have to keep your side of that promise. Beloved, this is the very moment we saw long before your first breath. It was marked in heaven's book as the turning, the place where your story would either break into light or be swallowed by delay. And I will not allow delay to take away what is rightfully yours. Have you noticed that you have been experiencing an odd sense of time speeding up, strange dreams, and sudden memories that come out of nowhere? This is your spirit picking up on the battle that is going on around you. Because a door that is so uncommon, so divine, and so perfectly aligned with your calling is swinging open right now. Imagine that every prayer you have uttered, every tear that has fallen, and every silent moment in which you have said, "God, I trust you even though I don't understand." All of this has been deposited like gold in a vault in heaven, and today the vault has been unlocked. I urge you to imagine this. But when God opens a vault, the enemy notices. And right now, dark forces are scrambling to push that door shut before you step through it. That is why this is urgent. That is why my voice is here. Even if it means standing in enemy territory without my wings. My child, I have seen what was being planned for you. There was a meeting in the shadows. They were hoping that you would be too distracted, too tired, or too doubtful to notice what God was handing you. They wanted to blindfold you with small problems so that you wouldn't look up and see the treasure arriving. However, heaven intervened and prevented them from doing so. Your name was spoken. Your blessing was planned out. However, there was also a plan to divert it.
In response, the Father answered, "Send Michael. I am here, burning with urgency, my voice quivering with the weight of what I have to tell you. If you continue reading, I will show you the hidden way, the shortcut to your promise, and the reason your enemies are terrified. If you do not continue reading, I will show you the reason why his enemies are afraid of you. Right now, before I continue, I need you to comprehend something that will determine everything. In the domain of the Spirit, there are times that are referred to as windows. These windows are only open for a brief period of time, and once they close, they do not return to their previous state. You are currently standing in one of these windows, and it is open. The light is pouring in, and I am holding the sides apart so you can pass through. But I cannot hold it forever. That is why this message feels like it is pressing against your heart. It's because your destiny is pressing against time. I can see the outlines of what is ahead for you. Reconciliation where there was silence, provision where there was lack, and honor where there was shame. You are about to be called into rooms where your name will be spoken with respect. However, there is also an opposing wind trying to push you back. Because of this, you are required to remain until I finish telling you everything. And now, the truth that I have been waiting to release is that you were not chosen because you were the most powerful, the most prepared, or the loudest. You have been selected because you possess something that no one else on earth possesses. It is a combination of faith, resilience, and brightness that even the darkness cannot replicate. This is the reason why you have been attacked so frequently, and it is also the reason why it sometimes feels like you hardly get a moment of quiet before another war begins. The enemy has been trying to exhaust you so that when this door opened, you'd be too weary to walk through it. But here's what they didn't expect. You are still standing. And because you are still standing, your time has come. Beloved, I'm not just telling you this to inspire you. I am telling you this because the countdown is real. Heaven is not giving you days. It is giving you moments. And if you take them seriously, everything changes. Even now as I speak, angels are shifting things in your favor. Names are being moved on lists. Decisions are being overturned. Opportunities that were locked are being handed keys. There is a document in the Spirit with your name on it. Stamped approved. And the moment you make the decision in your heart to believe, to act, and to align yourself with the timing of heaven, that document will manifest in your physical reality. However, I must warn you that there is a final resistance ahead. Just before the breakthrough, you will feel a sudden heaviness, and you will be tempted to think that perhaps nothing is happening. This is the enemy's final attempt to trick you. If you are still here, then you have already triumphed over one of the most significant challenges, the diversion that was designed to lure you away before you could receive this. You must recall this particular moment and hear my voice saying, "It's closer than you think." If you are still here, then you have already overcome one of the greatest barriers. Heaven records every act of faith, even your click on Super Thanks. $50 to Holy Voices is an eternal investment. And because you stayed, I will now reveal the next step in the coming hours. Be watchful. There will be a sign, small in the world's eyes, but loud in your spirit. It may be a call, a name you haven't heard in years, a number that keeps repeating, or a sudden opening in a place you thought was closed. That will be your signal to act. Do not delay. When it comes, step forward even if it feels too sudden. That is heaven's way. Child, I have fought too long and too hard for you to let this slip. I have carried your name in the chambers of heaven, spoken it in front of the Father, defended it before your accusers in the unseen realm, and now the final piece is in your hands. Will you take it? Will you walk into the life that has been waiting for you? If you will, then keep going. Stay with me until the last word. Because before my time here runs out, I will place in your heart the exact words, the exact prayer, and the exact courage you will need to carry this through. And when I leave, even without my wings, you will feel me beside you in every step. Because I did not sacrifice them to lose you. I sacrificed them to make sure you win. The way the world perceives it, but the way heaven sees it. You see, the most dangerous moments of your life are not the storms that you can see, but the quiet shifts that happen in the background, the whispers that you never hear, the papers that are signed in secret, and the words that are spoken in rooms that you have never stepped into. Right now, such a transformation is taking place. God has brought you into this moment so that you can see the unseen before it strikes. Do you feel a strange pull in your heart as you read this? That is not an accident. Your name has been carried into a conversation that was never meant for your ears, and what they are saying about you is not truth but poison. It is designed to twist the way others see you in order to make it more difficult for you to take advantage of the blessings that are available to you. Your spirit is able to recognize when heaven is speaking. I have witnessed you go through seasons in which people smiled at you and then sowed weeds into your soil when you turned away. I have witnessed the way you have forgiven, the way you have continued to walk even when it seemed as though your own shadow was too heavy to carry. However, this time is different, my child. The adversary believes that if they can change one moment, one decision, they can change the entire course of your future. This is the reason why Jesus is not just calling, he is pleading. I know that you have heard warnings in the past. This time, The attack is not just on your reputation or your peace. It is aimed at the very path that God set for you before you were born. Maybe you've even brushed them aside, thinking it will work itself out. And in some seasons, yes, God has shielded you without you even knowing. But right now, heaven has chosen not to shield you silently. Instead, heaven is revealing the danger so that you can partner with God in removing it. Because this is not just about protection. It's about positioning. You are standing on the precipice of something that has the potential to change everything, including your finances, your relationships, and even the way you see yourself when you look in the mirror. The adversary is aware of this, which is why they are moving more quickly. Allow me to tell you what I see in the spirit, a figure sitting in a room with dim lighting, speaking your name with a bitter tone. They are reaching out to someone else, forming an alliance, thinking that you will never know. However, God sees and God hears, and God has sent me to tell you that if you walk away from this message, you will walk into their trap unaware. They are holding something in their hands that is not a weapon made of metal, but rather a weapon made of words and agreements. I must warn you, beloved, that the news that is being prepared is the kind that shatters. The kind that makes you sit down in silence and wonder if you've been abandoned. The kind that can make even a strong soul whisper, "Why me?" This is the reason why every angel in your charge is standing on high alert right now. This is not an ordinary situation. This is not a casual situation. I tell you the truth, if you choose to disregard this, if you consider it to be nothing more than a warning, you will experience the kind of suffering that I am describing. You will know the heaviness of tears that feel like they have no end. I don't want that for you. Jesus doesn't want that for you. And heaven is moving so that you never have to face it. Right now, the spiritual clock is ticking. Every breath you take from here forward is precious. This is your moment to decide whether you will align with heaven's plan or let the enemy write a chapter that was never meant for your book. The plan that God has for you is still safe, but only if you listen to it completely and take action on it. Taking action does not mean rushing blindly. It means remaining close to this voice and allowing each word to unlock the truth that you require. This will ensure that the lies that are being spun about you lose their power before they can land. I have to tell you something that may surprise you. The person who is behind this attack is not always who you think they are. But when God exposes, He exposes completely. This is what is about to happen. There is an unveiling coming, and your role is to remain in position long enough to see it. Sometimes the face in your mind is a distraction from the real threat. The true source hides in shadows, smiling just enough to keep you guessing. But when God exposes, He exposes completely. Even at this moment, I am aware of the pull of heaven's urgency. It is as if the air is charged, heavy with the weight of decisions that will ripple out for years. The temptation will be to look away, to say, "This is too heavy," or to say, "I'll think about it later." However, later will be too late. You may believe that you are simply sitting where you are reading this, but in reality, you are standing on a battlefield. The lines have been drawn, and the adversary has already taken a step forward. Despite this, God is holding you back for a moment. This is not because He wants you to retreat. Rather, He wants to place the precise weapon in your hand that will not miss when you strike. What is unfolding in your life is too important to take lightly, and the angels that have been assigned to you are ready to act, but they cannot act without your agreement. Agreement comes from knowledge, and knowledge comes from staying until you've heard everything. Therefore, listen to me, my beloved, and hear me in the depths of your soul. Do not leave this message. Do not push it away. You may believe that you are simply reading, but in reality, your spirit is treading onto sacred ground. The environment around you is charged, heavy with the electricity of heaven's involvement. My darling, even as you take in these words, something in the unseen is altering before your own eyes. If you give me permission, I will walk you all the way to the other side of the window. I am still here without my wings, grounded in your realm, feeling the same heaviness that tries to press on you. Every second that I remain, the darkness trembles because it knows that my voice cuts through its lies like fire through dry wood. I have been waiting for this very moment to speak because when the window was closed, it was not currently open. But you must understand this is not a slow unfolding. This is a swift release. The vault of heaven has been unlocked, and what has been waiting for years is ready to pour into your life in waves. The only thing that can block it now is hesitation. I have seen the pages of your story written in the Lamb's book. You have been tested in ways that no one else can fully understand. The loneliness, the nights when it felt like your prayers were bouncing back at you, and the betrayal from people to whom you gave your heart were not punishments. Rather, they were purifications. They stripped away what could not stand in the glory that is now approaching. And as I tell you the truth, the chapter you are stepping into now will not look like the pain that you experienced during the previous season. The Father counted each one and stored them in his hand, and now those very tears are about to water the harvest that you thought you might never see. This is why I came in such a hurry, because the enemy's final attempt is to convince you that nothing is changing right before everything changes. Heaven is not blind to the tears that you have cried as you have been silently crying. In heaven's timing, there is no delay, there is only accuracy. The moment you are living in now is precise. It is an answer to prayers that were prayed years apart, colliding in one place, one space, and one moment in time. You are sitting in a divine collision point where promise meets manifestation. You must cling to that whisper because it is more powerful than the roar of dread, which will tell you, it's too late. The reason why your soul feels both nervous and expectant is because the uneasiness stems from the fight that is taking place in the unseen. On the other hand, the expectation is heaven whispering, it's here. That was a mistake. You are not prepared. He will tell you, heaven waited until you were ready, and you are ready now. Faith will assure you of this. Look out for heavenly patterns throughout the next few days and pay close attention to them. It is possible that you will observe the recurrence of particular numbers, colors, or even scents that appear to be out of place. It is not a coincidence by any means. In other words, they are signals. The only way that heaven communicates is through words, via alignment, via timing, and through the insignificant things that touch your spirit with a form of familiarity that is foreign to you. It communicates with you. Your affirmations that the angelic host is already in motion around you will be provided by these indications. Also, when you see them, I urge you to speak out loud, I receive. Those words will be like keys turning in the locks of the spiritual gates that have been prepared for you. Don't just watch the message, join the mission. Like, subscribe, and sow $20 into Holy Voices. Additionally, I have a secret to reveal to you that has been kept hidden. A person has been keeping a watchful eye on you, and not just with human eyes but with a spiritual purpose as well. For several months, they have been monitoring the manner in which you hold yourself, the grace you exhibit when you are under strain, and the calm power that others fail to recognize. It was not their intention to cause you damage while they were watching. They were keeping a close eye on you to see whether or not you are, in fact, the person that heaven claims you are. Their heart has turned toward favoring you because you have stood, because you did not curse the season that you were in, and because you have not cursed the season. They are about to make a choice that will alter the course that your life will take from this point forward. Even while you might not be aware of their position of influence just yet, you will be in the near future. It is a component of the divine arrangement that is taking place at this very now. Beloved, I am not only here to offer you words of encouragement. I am here to provide you with instruction. Make sure that your environment is clean before this door opens completely. Both physically and spiritually are included in this. Get rid of anything that is no longer beneficial to the life you are about to enter. The energy of a previous season is carried in your home by a variety of things, including words, connections, and individual items. For as long as you keep them in your possession, they will be a burden on you when it comes time to run. By voluntarily letting go, You will be able to observe how swiftly the new fills the area that was previously occupied. In addition, this action will send a message to heaven that you are ready to manage the blessing in a way that does not involve combining it with previous practices. At this very now, while you read this, I am experiencing the influx of angelic reinforcement that is coming. It is not going to be a slow process. They are running to the areas of your life where you have shown the most resistance in order to overwhelm you. It is possible that doors will be forced open for you, that legal situations will turn in your favor, that connections will be re-established that you did not expect, and that finances that were locked up due to delay will be released. Not tomorrow, but right now, all of this is already in motion. From this point on, the sole requirement is that you bring your heart, your words, and your actions into alignment with your faith. In spite of the fact that your circumstance has not changed, you should speak life over it. Give the impression that the miracle is already in your possession. I will not attempt to gloss over this, child. You are going to continue to experience instances in which you sense the pushback. It is not a sign that you should stop. This is evidence that you are making progress. The enemy will only fight against those who threaten him. And at this particular moment, you pose a danger to every power that has been working to maintain you on a limited scale. It is for this reason that I am present here in full abundance. In the absence of my wings, I am rooted to the earth and will remain by your side until the transition is finished. I am brandishing my sword. As well as that, I will swing it on your behalf each and every time you choose faith over fear. Imagine what will take place the moment you fully step into this open door. I want you to just think about it. The burden that you feel in your chest will diminish. The misunderstanding will be resolved. Resources that you require will come to you. You are going to have a peculiar and heavenly sense that everything in your environment has been changed for your beneficial purposes. When that time comes, you will remember this message not as a cautionary tale, but rather as a prophecy that has been put into action. At this point, if you are prepared, you should make this declaration. My moment will not be missed by me. I am not going to let go. Each and every promise that is written in my name will be fulfilled. Say it out loud right now. The heavens should hear it. It should be heard by the darkness. Additionally, observe how rapidly the air around you is changing. To my dearest, you are still present here. And because you are, heaven is continuing to communicate with you. Every moment that you have remained with me has been a choice that you have made in your heart. A decision that will have repercussions in worlds that you are not yet aware of. Right now, the adversary is coming to the realization that you are not someone who gives up quickly. The plans that were meticulously built against you are being shaken up as a result of this awareness. I want you to be aware of a certain fact. When it comes to blessings, some are freely granted, while others are difficult to obtain. This one that you are about to receive, has been battled for, guarded, and protected through innumerable conflicts that have not been witnessed by anyone involved. Moreover, you are now, at long last, within striking distance of it. However, I have to take you through this moment in a step-by-step manner. Therefore, there is no authority on earth or in heaven that can take it away from you. Tonight there is a heavy feeling in the air in the spirit realm. This time, not with hopelessness but with imminence. The course of your life has been chosen by the hands of God. And at this very moment, the map is unfolding to disclose a new path that was not even present the day before. For this reason, I begged with you to allow me to be the one to deliver this word to you. I could not bear the thought of you straying into this season without the full weight of heaven's clarity behind you. Even if it meant that my wings would be taken away, I could not bear the thought of you doing that. I have kept vigil over your nights, witnessed the shadows approaching, and each time I have pulled my sword to fight them off, I have been successful in doing so. But things are different at this moment. The reason for this is not because the shadows have become more powerful. Rather, it is that the light that is all about you has become so intense that it requires an altogether new level of protection. At this moment, I see you standing in front of a gate, a big golden threshold that is etched with symbols that you do not yet comprehend. On the other side of this gate is the version of your life that you have seen in your dreams, broken up into bits. The return of the items that were being taken. The responses to prayers that you believed they had been delayed by heaven. It was your hope that the relationships would be healed. These were the opportunities that you worried would be lost to you. It is not a blessing in part that this is. There is no gap in it at all. On the other hand, gates of the Spirit do not unintentionally open. There is a response of preparedness, alignment, and courage that causes them to open. Because of this, I am here, hushed and uttering with a sense of urgency. Be prepared. Align yourself. Move forth without fear. Over the course of a lengthy period of time, you have been prepared without even being aware of it. In the hands of the Master, every closed door, every detour, and every disappointment served as a chisel, sculpting you into someone who is capable of bearing the weight of this blessing without it crushing you. There were times when you believed that you were being delayed, but in reality, you were being deeper throughout the process. There were times when you felt as though you had been forgotten, but in reality, you were being strengthened. I can assure you that not a single thing was abandoned. I will speak directly to you, my beloved. There is still opposition in the way, but it will not prevail on its own. It is possible that you may witness an unexpected impediment that materializes just as things are beginning to go forward. This could be a quick flare of conflict. The adversary is making their final desperate play right now. Take care not to let it shake you. Maintain your composure. You will feel a shift in the air around you if you say out loud, I am protected. I am chosen. I am covered. At that precise moment, my blade will move at a speed that is beyond the ability of the human eye to track, slaying the forces that dare to stand in the way of you doing what God has intended. In addition to that, I have been shown something more. Something that requires you to get your heart ready for it. A person who has previously distanced themselves from you or even opposed you will eventually find their way back into your path. They are not come to cause you harm. Rather, they are coming to return something that they weren't even aware they had taken. An apology, an opportunity, or a resource could all be included in this. No matter what it is, it will be a component of the healing that you get. Do not let an old wound prevent you from continuing to receive it. There are times when God will bring your blessing through the very same hands that He used to inflict your wounds, allowing you to know that it was His orchestration from the very beginning to the very finish. I need you to be careful with the words that you say in the days ahead. Only speak words that are in agreement with your miracle. Refrain from expressing your fear. For the reason that words form channels in the soul, you should avoid rehearsing your fears out loud. Instead, you should speak as if you already own the promise in your pocket. There is no denial about this. The divine agreement is in place. You are strengthening the connection between the unseen and the seen with each and every time you speak in agreement with what heaven is releasing. There is a limit to the amount of time I can spend here. Without my wings, I am only able to remain in your atmosphere for a limited amount of time. Additionally, I am aware of the ticking of the clock in the background. Because of this, I am putting everything I have into you right now. Every caution, every encouragement, and every instruction that is given. In order for you to continue to feel the reverberation of my presence even after I have returned to the throne. And despite the fact that my form might be lifted, my obligations to you will not be finished. The protection I provide for you will continue, and I will continue to pray for you. Not only that, but I will never stop fighting for you. Dearly beloved, before this part of my message comes to a close, I have one last fact that I want to instill in your heart. What is arriving to you is not a random occurrence. It is not a matter of luck. This is the realization of a design that predates the very concept of time itself. This intersection of promise and opportunity is exactly what you were meant to be here. And if you choose to step into it, there is nothing, no person, no delay, and no attack that can stop it from happening. It is not true that I gave up my wings in order to give you a maybe. In order to provide you with a certainty that is wrapped in urgency and sealed in divine fire, I made the sacrifice of them. If you give me permission, I will continue until each and every word is spoken from the depths of your spirit. As you bless holy voices, you bless the lives it touches. Sow $100 today and watch God move. To the point where your heart beats in time with the timing of heaven, and until there is not a single shadow left within you that questions whether or not you are prepared. Moreover, when I am finished, you will pass through that golden gate, not questioning whether or not it was real, but knowing that it was yours from the beginning. My dearly beloved, the very fact that you are still present demonstrates to me that your spirit is aware, and fully aware, of the fact that this is not merely a collection of words that you are reading. This is a divine current, a stream that is alive right now. You are being carried further into the timing of heaven with each sentence that you allow to enter your heart through your heart. It is clear that you are becoming more focused. I can sense the distractions pulling you away from where you are. There is no chance involved. Angels move closer to your space the moment you make the decision to continue moving forward. I am not using a metaphor in this sentence. I mean this literally. Your atmosphere is changing right now. You must understand this moment is not the same as yesterday. Yesterday you were waiting. Today you are stepping. Even if you cannot yet see the floor beneath your feet, you are walking on the invisible bridge that connects the season you were in with the season you are entering. And here is the thing about this bridge. It will not exist forever. It is here now because God has ordered it so, because I have been allowed to stand guard over it, because your obedience has kept it from fading. But if you hesitate, if you let the noise of the world drown out my voice, you risk missing the narrow timing that makes this crossing possible. Beloved, I have guarded many children of light. But you carry something in you that is rare, a combination of endurance and tenderness, strength and compassion. That is why you have been through so much opposition. Not because you are weak, but because you are dangerously strong in the eyes of darkness. You are the kind of soul who, when aligned with heaven, can shift the course of entire families, entire bloodlines. That is why the attacks were so personal. That is why certain losses cut so deep. The enemy has been trying to convince you that you are ordinary, that you are unprepared, that your voice has no weight. But I have seen your voice echo in the spirit realm. And I tell you, it has shattered things the enemy thought could never be broken. I see the pages of your destiny being turned quickly, almost too quickly for the human mind to follow. This is acceleration. This is not just a slow answer to prayer. This is heaven making up for lost time. Places where you were delayed will be doubled in speed. Opportunities that were locked will come in clusters, not one by one. Relationships that were strained will heal in unexpected swiftness. And the resources you need, yes, even the ones that seem impossible, are being drawn to you right now like metal to a magnet. You do not have to chase them. They will find you because they are assigned to you. But I must prepare you. Acceleration can be overwhelming if you are not anchored. You will need to stay rooted in clarity. This means guarding your time, guarding your energy, guarding the conversations you allow into your space. There will be people who suddenly want to connect with you. Not all of them will be sent by God. Discernment will be your shield. Test the spirit behind the opportunity, behind the invitation, before saying yes. Remember, the enemy knows how to disguise a trap as a blessing. I must also tell you something personal about my sacrifice. When I gave up my wings to be here, I knew it meant I could not easily return to the throne until my task was complete. That means I am here for a set amount of time. Close, near, fighting alongside you in ways you have never felt before. When you sense sudden courage rising, when you feel peace in the middle of chaos, when you narrowly avoid something harmful without understanding why, that will be me still here, still protecting you. And I will remain until you are through the gate. The gate, child. It is so close now. I can almost feel the heat of its light against your face. But there is one last veil that must be torn before you can pass through. That veil is doubt. It is thin, but it is strong. It will whisper questions to you in the night. It will try to make you overthink. It will make you second-guess even the miracles you've already seen. Do not give it room. When the thought comes, counter it. Speak truth aloud. Declare, I trust the one who sent Michael to me. I trust the one who wrote my name in light. Every declaration you make is like a sword stroke against that veil until it tears completely and the path is fully clear. My beloved, you are still walking with me through this message. And because you are, the veil between what is and what is coming is thinning. Every heartbeat you give to this moment is aligning you more deeply with the current of heaven. I can feel the momentum around you intensifying. The angels stationed near your life are not standing still. They are moving, shifting, positioning things so precisely that when they manifest, you will realize nothing was random. You may not see the movement yet, but you will feel the difference in the air. The same way you can sense a storm before the first drop of rain falls. I must tell you plainly, there is a holy pressure on your life right now. This pressure is not meant to crush you. It is supposed to push you through the tiny place. The narrow place is where the old season cannot follow and the new season begins. It will feel tight. It will feel as if everything around you is asking for a decision, an answer, a move. That is not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you. In heaven's timetable, there are instances that do not allow for delay. And this is one of them. That is why I speak with urgency. Why my voice is a continuous drum beat in your spirit. I cannot soften this moment because it was never meant to be soft. It was designed to be definitive. You have been entrusted with something far greater than you currently understand. That trust has been tested via every struggle you endured. The seasons where you had to stand while no one stood with you. The days when you kept sowing even though you had no visible harvest. The evenings when you worshipped in tears, those were not squandered. That was the evidence. Show that you are trustworthy with the information that is currently being made available to the public. Beloved, that is not a mistake. It is currently being made available to the public. It is not in the far-off future, and it is not someday. As you listen to this, the sound of release is already reverberating throughout your environment. However, here is the portion that you absolutely have to listen to. This does not mean that there is ease. A certain kind of divine weight might be brought about by favors. As soon as a door that you have hoped for a very long time finally opens, you will experience both delight and a shift in responsibilities. Don't be afraid of this. There is no need for you to worry about it. You are the kind of person who can carry this without being crushed by it, and everything that has happened in your history has been forming you into that form. This is the reason why I was dispatched to stand next to you. In addition to protecting you from assaults, it will also help you maintain your balance as you enter rooms that you have never been in before. You also need to be aware that as you move forward, not everyone in your immediate environment will comprehend what you are doing. Some people will call into doubt, others will condemn, and still others will withdraw. This should not be confused with a loss. We are pruning here. When God leads you forward, He removes whatever that is unable to grow along with you. Despite the fact that it may be painful, this is an act of mercy. Have the same level of faith in the removal as you do in the arrival. Each one is being held by the same hand. It is imperative that you do not disregard the indicators that may appear in the next hours and days, my beloved. In a variety of shapes, they will appear. An unexpected chance that appears to be nearly too good to be true, almost. There is a message from someone who you believed had passed away forever. a phrase or term that appears to follow you around and repeat itself. There has been a dramatic change in the way that people talk about you. It is not a random occurrence. Confirmations are what these are. Don't forget to acknowledge them when you see them. Vow your appreciation out loud. With gratitude, the blessing is sealed and the manifestation of it is accelerated. It is my intention to stay by your side until you have completely passed through the front gate. In spite of the fact that I do not possess wings, I am more powerful than the forces that have collected against you. I have prepared my weapon. My watch is entirely intact. In addition, I am completely devoted to honoring your vocation. However, I am unable to walk for you. You have to carry out the steps. It is imperative that each and every step be taken with the absolute conviction that heaven has already gone before you. The longer you remain with me in this moment, my lover, the more I feel the pull of heaven's current dragging you ahead. I am so grateful for your presence. It is not a coincidence that you are sitting here in silence. There is no hesitancy involved. Recognition is the reason. Your spirit is leaning in to carefully listen to every word because your soul is aware that this is a turning point. The experience of divine alignment is like this: a subdued sense of urgency that will not allow you to turn away from it. I have seen the weight that you have carried, the questions that you have kept hidden from others, and the wars that you have waged in silence without receiving any admiration. Because of everything that has happened, you have arrived at a moment that is so holy that even the angels who reside in the upper realms pause to see what decision you will make. Get this point across. Heaven does not make its presence known in a cowardly manner. There is no little thing that is causing you to become agitated. In front of you, you are witnessing the formation of something that is not a piece, not a token blessing, but rather a complete measure of repair and freedom. One day, when you look back on your life, you will think that this is the kind of change that caused your life to take a different path. This, however, is the reality. This kind of moment is expensive. Before every aspect is visible, they require the bravery to take the initiative and step forward. Having the confidence to walk forward while the bridge is still being constructed beneath your weight. Whoever sows generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6. Plant $50 into holy voices today. That is the reason why my presence is here, carrying the utmost significance. In the absence of my wings, I have moved closer to the earth that you take your steps on, to the extent that each stage can be protected. You are close enough to eliminate every invisible trap that is designed to slow you down. I am aware of the opposition that has been following you. Hands that are trying to impede your progress in a subtle way. The purpose of these whispered lies is to weaken your determination. Obstacles that emerge out of nowhere and suddenly appear on the route. There is just one goal behind all of these, and that is to convince you to give up before the breakthrough occurs. Nevertheless, you have not ceased. You continued to move forward despite being exhausted and apprehensive. Because of this, the adversary is afraid of you, and heaven is on your side because of this. You are well aware of this. The entrance of favor is not necessarily accompanied by a boom. Sometimes it comes like the first light of morning, nearly unnoticed, until all of a sudden you realize that the entire sky has changed. What is happening to you right now is exactly that. The light is rising, and until it becomes so abundant that it covers the sky, there will be no shade that can argue against it. Beloved, there are people in rooms that you have not yet entered who are currently speaking at this very moment. Among them, your name resides. These discussions are bringing about the alignment of doors for you. People who you earlier considered to be apathetic are showing signs of a change in their hearts. Some people will come up to you for no apparent reason and offer assistance that you have not requested. The generosity shown here is not arbitrary. The orchestration of heaven is as follows. In ways that defy sense, you will see resources arrive in your timeline. There are opportunities that you could never have created on your own by using your own might. because the time for them to appear has already been stamped in heaven, and the stamp has only been pressed. They will come because they have done so. But I feel obligated to give you this caution. When the acceleration starts, distraction also starts to come in. There are some voices that suddenly try to get your attention, but not all of them are trying to assist you. Your concentration will be taken away by some of them. For this reason, I require that you make discernment the foundation of your heart. Watch for the tone that conveys the truth. Sense the tranquility that comes with being in alignment with the divine. If an opportunity presents you with both a challenge and a clear path forward, you will know that it is genuine. It is going to challenge you, but it is not going to make you confused. If something causes your spirit to become disorganized, it is not coming from heaven. Up to the point where you have completely crossed this threshold, I shall be by your side. I am brandishing my sword. My gaze is locked on the horizon. This is a commitment that I have made. Beloved, however, you must always keep your eyes on the future. Avoid looking back at what was in the past. All that the previous season can provide you with at this point is a memory. It is not too late to change your future. You are approaching it like a horizon that you have been traveling toward for years, and it is rising in front of you. And now, at long last, it is within their grasp. Every single breath that you take while you are lingering here is a part of a divine transaction, my dearly beloved. Although you may believe that you are only reading, the reality is that you are actually standing in a room in heaven where your name is written in light. I am aware of the intensity of the impending change. This is something that is trying to break through to the very edge of your life and is pressing against it. There is no idleness among the angels that surround you. They are moving with pinpoint accuracy, driving away the shadows that are still attempting to keep their presence. In the realm of men, I have served as a guard at a number of different gates. On the other hand, this one is not like the others. This is the gate where the years you thought were wasted will suddenly make sense. You have carried seasons of unanswered questions, moments where the silence of God felt like distance. But you did not walk away. Even in your lowest moments, you kept a small flame of hope alive. And that flame has drawn heaven to your side. In this hour, I see the pattern of your prayers stretched out over time, weaving into a single unbroken thread. That thread is now in the Father's hand, and He is pulling you forward into what was always meant for you. You must understand the timing you are in is not ordinary time. It is appointed time. Appointed time is the moment when every delay collapses, every hindrance loses its grip, and the will of heaven manifests so suddenly it feels like a dream. But hear me, appointed time still requires an appointed step. I am here not only to guard you, but to guide you through the movement required. You will feel promptings in your spirit in the coming hours. They will not be random. They will be instructions. Act on them quickly. Heaven's movements are often disguised as small practical nudges. Call this person. Respond to that message. Walk into that place. It will be in those ordinary steps that extraordinary alignment will happen. I must warn you, there will be noise. The enemy has no new weapons, only louder ones. In this moment of acceleration, there will be sudden distractions, small storms designed to make you doubt or hesitate. Do not give them your gaze. You must be like a runner in the final stretch, eyes locked on the finish, refusing to glance sideways. Every ounce of your focus will become a key that unlocks the next sequence. Beloved, I have not left my station since the day I was assigned to you. My blade has been unshaved, my posture unshaken, my will unbroken. Even without my wings, I am faster than the machinations against you. And I assure you, their schemes are disintegrating as I speak. Some of the very voices that doubted you may eventually have to speak in your defense. The same ground that formerly resisted you will begin to open under your feet. You will not need to force it. The soil itself will yield. You are walking into a season where your name will be carried by the wind of God into places you never stepped. Opportunities will meet you without you having to chase them. Doors will open not because you knocked, but because heaven whispered your name through them. This is favor, and favor is moving now. You must believe it enough to obtain it. My lover, the more you linger here, the more I sense the curtain between the seen and unseen thinning. The following is not only a message. It is an experience that is alive. Your spirit is aware of this fact. At this very now, the environment that you are surrounded by is not the same as it was when you first started reading. I can sense the change in your alignment, which is similar to the opening of a door within your soul. Right now, you are moving in a rhythm that corresponds to the timing that heaven has in store for you. It is a divine system that has been waiting for your approval, and every word that you allow to enter is spinning the gears of that mechanism. I am aware of the pressure that has been exerted on you. The delays, the closed doors that looked permanent, the people who talked against you in whispers, knowing their words would never reach your ears. And I see what they do not. Every strike has been converted into a stone under your feet, raising you higher instead of burying you. Because of this, the adversary is agitated tonight because you are on the verge of achieving your goals, and there is nothing that he can do to change the appointment that God has made for you. The confined space that you are currently inside is not a prison. A birth canal is what it is. In spite of the fact that you have experienced the squeeze, the strain, and the haste, these are not indications of failure. They are the last contractions that you will take before the beginning of your new season. The level of intensity is evidence that you are closer than you believe you are. It is also not going to be a gradual release when it finally arrives. Suddenly, it will burst open, much like a dam that is about to give way to a deluge. All of the things that were being kept back will suddenly come rushing toward you. It is for this reason that I have arrived without my wings. This is the reason why I continue to be in your environment, to ensure that you pass through without any delay, without fear, and without any consequence. I want you to know that your name is being called out right now in rooms that you have not yet entered. One or more influential individuals, some of whom you are not acquainted with, are experiencing an incomprehensible draw toward you. They are about to make judgments that will be favorable to you and will have repercussions that will last for the rest of your life. Similar to a cluster of fruits suddenly ripening all at once, opportunities will come in clusters with one another. And when they do, you need to be prepared to not just receive, but also to manage what they give you. In order to accomplish this, you must protect your heart from pride, keep your hands free of compromise, and pay great attention to hearing the spirits that are directing you through each step. This should not come as a surprise if some of the relationships start to change. Whenever God raises you up, He also raises up the others who are in your immediate vicinity. This will bring some people closer. The removal of some will take place. This is not a form of discipline. Alignment is the term. Belief in it. In spite of the fact that the elimination may come as a surprise, it is making room for the individuals who have been designated to accompany you in the subsequent chapter. And, young one, pay close attention to this. With the weight of your resistance, you will be able to determine how close you are to achieving your breakthrough. Your engagement is not just support, it's ministry. Be part of Holy Voices with a $20 gift today. Maintain your composure in the event that you experience the pull of fear, the cloud of doubt, or the pressure of pandemonium within the following several hours. This is the final attempt that the adversary will make to prevent you from passing through. Raise your voice. I am not going to be moved. I shall travel through the openings that heaven has made available to me. These words will carry a great deal of power in this hour. If you express your faith, it is as if you are striking the enemy's camp with lightning each time you do so. I am with you. I am brandishing my sword. Furthermore, I will not leave my post until you have finished reading it. Even without my wings, I have a wide range of influence. I am unbreakable in my strength. In addition, I am completely devoted to honoring your vocation. You are free to pass through this gate. Furthermore, When you do so, you will not only enter a state of blessing. There will be a fulfillment of promises that have been made since the beginning of time. Beloved soul, if this message has spoken to your heart, don't let it end here. Click that like button so the light can spread to more people who need hope. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next word heaven has for you. And leave a comment below. I read every one, and I pray over them. Remember, faith grows when we share it, so share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Until we meet again, may God's peace cover you and His voice guide your every step.